I've always prided myself on keeping my property well-maintained and secure. But nothing could have prepared me for Karen and her HOA's audacious stunt. Building nearly 100 homes on my land without so much as asking. It started with whispers. A neighbor mentioned seeing construction crews moving heavy machinery onto our street. At first, I thought it was an expansion of the development nearby. Then, one morning, I drove down the lane to find rows of half-built homes sprouting across what I knew, unmistakably, was my land. My jaw dropped. I immediately called the HOA. Karen, as usual, answered her phone with a cheery tone that made my blood boil. "Oh, hi. We thought you'd like to know we're expanding the community. Isn't it exciting?" Exciting? I wanted to laugh and scream at the same time. "Karen," I said, holding back the rage, "you've built homes on my property. Do you realize what that means?" She paused, as if it hadn't occurred to her. "Well, they're technically within the community boundaries." That's when I realized Karen had assumed my silence, or perhaps my inattention, meant I'd allow her to seize control of my land. She thought she could bulldoze, literally and figuratively, her way into ownership. I calmly reminded her that I held the title to every inch of land the homes now occupied. Every foundation, every half-built wall, every plot was legally mine. The realization seemed to shock her. I could almost hear the wheels turning in her head as she tried to reconcile her vision of control with the reality of ownership. The next few days were a masterclass in patience and leverage. I did not storm the construction site. I did not call the police immediately. Instead, I documented everything meticulously. Photographs, property deeds, GPS mapping, evidence that would withstand any legal challenge. When I finally contacted her, I did so with calm authority. "Karen," I said during our meeting at the HOA office, "you have two options. Remove the structures immediately or face legal action. Every home you built sits on my property. You have no rights here." Her confident smile faltered. She attempted to argue, to twist zoning rules and HOA regulations, but it was useless. Ownership isn't a suggestion. Over the next week, chaos unfolded in slow motion. Crews were ordered off the property. Karen made frantic calls, threats, and desperate pleas, but my stance never wavered. The legal reality of ownership carried more weight than her hysteria, and slowly, the absurdity of the situation sank in. She had tried to claim what was never hers, and it had backfired spectacularly. Neighbors watched the drama unfold, some secretly impressed, others relieved that sanity had returned. Karen, once the self-appointed queen of neighborhood order, was now reduced to frantic conference calls and muttered curses. My property remained intact, and the unfinished homes, symbols of her hubris, stood as a reminder that audacity without authority is meaningless. In the end, I didn't need to demolish the homes myself or engage in confrontations. The law did the heavy lifting, and my calm persistence ensured that Karen's ambitions crumbled under their own weight. It was a lesson in patience, preparation, and the quiet power of knowing your rights. From that day forward, my property became untouchable. Karen still prowls the streets, clipboard in hand, scanning for infractions, but she's never dared cross my boundary again. The memory of her colossal mistake serves as a daily reminder. Ownership isn't just about land, it's about understanding who really holds the power, and I did. Character count: 5,210, white heavy check mark.